Okay, so here we're gonna make a fall wreath, and one of the things I look at is doing sets or pairs of 3 or 5s. So, but you can always wingding it too. It doesn't really matter because this is the fun part when you create your own. So we're gonna do 3 of these sunflowers, and we have these here. I liked the texture and the color for fall. So we're just gonna start by placing these inside the wire here, which I love these for the wire because it holds everything in place. But I'm gonna cut this down just a little bit because it kind of does make it a lot to deal with if I can't. It might not be strong enough today. Okay, I lied. I'm not strong enough today. Oh, there, okay, got it. All right, so, and you can, if you want, you can peel the pieces apart so that they're a little bit smaller. So we'll stick, actually we're gonna go up here to this one, push it all the way through. Okay, now we wanna make sure we get the bottom one in here. Typically I don't use any hot glue with my wreaths, but that kind of just depends on how snug everything goes. Okay, so then I'm gonna work on my second piece. Okay, I'm gonna look at my placement, tuck that down. All right, don't mind, I hear the kids coming up the stairs. Okay, so we can always add more as we go in this. Okay, I think we're gonna add some of that going this direction. So, sneak it under that wire again. Okay, I'm gonna spread that out just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna do our next sunflower. Kind of looking at moving the placement of the sunflower head so it's a little bit more straight out instead of curving in that direction. Okay, so we'll do another sprig here. Typically when I'm making wreaths, I overbuy on my stems because I don't really know what I'm going to be in the mood for once I do this. But then you get too many stems, but sometimes you can just throw them in like a dough bowl or, you know, use them somewhere else. Okay, I think that'll be fine. Okay. I'm gonna go, I just want to make sure that I'm getting I want this last sprig to go upward. So I'm going to make sure that I save him. I think I'll do that one in that direction. But we're also going to add some of these in as filler. But I like to use one at a time. So we'll go this way with that. And what's nice about not using hot glue is you can adjust things maybe a little bit easier. And then if you want to come back with hot glue, you can do that later. Okay, let's shove that down there, back through that wire. Whoop. Snug everything back down this way a little bit. Okay. And then I still have this one sprig here that I kind of wanted about there. So I'm going to sneak it down through this wire here. And through the second wire. Give that a good shove so it's in place. Okay, now we got to go sneak that end down under here. Okay, now we are going to look for some filler. Okay, we also have these we're going to shove in here too. So sometimes it looks a little bit bare. Don't worry, we will fix that. So we're gonna have this right here. I'm just cutting pieces off it, and I am going to sneak them underneath the wire. Again, it's a little bit hard to see at this point, but and that second wire there. Okay, that's nice and tucked. You can take it and let me snip that off there. You can take it underneath this textured sprig too if you want. Okay, kind of like to fluff that up so it looks a little bit more natural. And let's grab some more. I should have probably pre-cut this. Where's that gone? Okay, so we're gonna find that wire, tuck it underneath there so it's nice and snug. See, it already kind of feels like it comes to life a little bit more with all this, with the texture and the colors. And yep, I think we're gonna add that there because I want it just a little bit fuller. See how it kind of just adds a little, and you can do this in more layers if you want. I mean, it's kind of the fun part when you make your wreath is, okay, again, we're gonna find a nice spot to tuck that in. And if you get nervous at all, of course you can hot glue it. Okay, so I suppose I should just finish this off before I do the pumpkins, but it's just so fun to get the pumpkins on there. Okay, tuck underneath that wire. I'm gonna pull it through, which is a little bit hard to see. Most people would have probably not put their sunflowers on quite yet, but all right, I'm liking that. Okay. And again, under that wire. It's kind of a little bit, yeah, it's a curly one. So it gives a little bit more texture, but that means we're gonna have to shove some more in here. Get some more thickness going. Hold on, my fingers are struggling to capture this through the wire. So hold on. I want it nicely placed. Okay. And I want a pair of tweezers at this point if your fingernails are quite long enough. Okay. All right, so we step back, kind of look at that placement. We can make some little adjustments here and there. Okay, now it's time to place our pumpkins. And these have wire, but the wire is a little bit long to deal with, so I'm gonna cut that off. And we're just gonna sneak that down into a wreath. Again, I found some wire to tuck that down into. Pretty cute. Okay, and we'll put another pumpkin there. So there is just a really easy fall wreath if you want to add. I just feel like it's a little bit, you know, it can start getting a little bit too much. I found this, it was pretty cute. I was kind of thinking to maybe tuck that in here, but there was also the idea that you could just hang it from the center here. Just really depends on on a wreath like this, sometimes I like to just hang it almost like that sideways look like this. So then you might want your gather sign placed about here. And in this wreath base, the grapevine wreath, you can kind of tuck it down in there, and then I would just hot glue that into place, maybe even about there, just so you kind of see it just a little scoosh. Anyways, so pretty easy concepts for wreath making there. And again, if you get nervous about its placement and you're like, okay, I'm all done, you can just come through and sneak in some hot glue down here at the base of your items. And I like to use a commercial hot glue. It gets really hot, but it's a little more bang for your buck on that. So, alrighty.